You're listening to Wrestling Goons Radio, the podcast for the IWC from the IWC. Raw Reaction Show. And this week we'll cover John Cena's return, a Divas main eventing Raw, King Barrett is a Cosmic King, and the Vintage Undertaker, plus more. I'm your host, Dan, and I have with me Mark, Dave, and Anthony. Before we get started, we want to thank Max Sports Channel and Power Station FM for having us, and our listeners there that's tuning in. And you can listen to us on our blogger at www.wrestlinggoonsradio.blogspot.com, where you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, as well as our social media on Facebook and Twitter. And we're going to get started now. What's going on, guys?
Man, it's good to be here.
What's up, guys?
Good, good. Monday Night Raw started off in an in-ring segment with the Authority. Basically, it was the first time in a while since they came back and started the show off. They hyped up the show. Well, actually, they hyped up SummerSlam and talked about who was going to be featured on SummerSlam. And we end up finding out that Jon Stewart will be hosting SummerSlam. Also, Randy Orton comes out for the opening match, which was okay. Which our first match was Randy Orton and Cesaro versus Sheamus and Kevin Owens. Before we get started to the first match, was everyone okay with this in-ring segment? How they hyped up SummerSlam?
I mean, I feel like they had to. We didn't have Seth Rollins start the show, which is the first time that hadn't happened in Raw in a while, so at least we got some kind of new talking segment. And I'm glad Jon Stewart is hosting SummerSlam. How about that, guys?
That's pretty interesting. I wonder if that's going to go and tie back into what he was doing with Seth Rollins before. Wonder if that has any impact on it.
That would be cool. Also, ESPN's going to be there too, which is pretty awesome. So they're getting some big names for SummerSlam.
Yeah, they just had Brock doing a thing on ESPN the other morning. Cena's been doing the Today Show. It was actually a pretty interesting interview.
No, it was a Brock really needs Paul Heyman talking for him, is what I think. Even on ESPN, like Brock should not, because he really sounded like Brock here, Brock can't fire. That's what it sounded like. It was terrible.
That's Brock Lesnar.
No, but then why put him in that position?
I mean, he's going to have to sell himself a little bit. I mean, you can't have Paul Heyman talking for him everywhere he goes.
Why not? He's a wrestler.
That's what he pays him for.
Yeah, he's an advocate.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of different from what they do in ring versus what they do outside the ring. I don't know.
Do you feel like that this opening segment sold SummerSlam?
Not really.
Yeah,
I mean,
it really didn't. They really
it kind of sold itself weeks ago, but it didn't. It wasn't necessary for it to be reminded like, hey, this is what we're gonna have. And now that we know there's gonna be 9 matches, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
I think it was up to 10.
Yeah, 10. So now we know that what they're going to do to fill up those 4 hours.
I think it's sold a little bit to more casual people or people who don't watch WWE as much because, I mean, Jon Stewart's a pretty big name, especially he just left the show and everything. So, I mean, it's sold, I think, to the more casual person.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were trying to kind of push with the laying the whole card out and everything. You know, the people just starting to tune in and just starting to get into it, the casuals. But it helped a little bit, but I've been sold on it for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, me too. All right, getting ready for the first match. As I said before, we have Randy Orton and Cesaro versus Sheamus and Kevin Owens. They worked through the commercial break, which obviously, happens at times, which I get sick of. The early story was the heel trying to stay away from their SummerSlam opponent. Of course, that's what mostly Kevin Owens been doing for the past few weeks. They worked a pretty good tag team match, but nothing wasn't great, but yet enjoyable. Kevin Owens countered the RKO, but Orton was able to hit it on Sheamus for the victory. Anthony, your thoughts on this first match?
Yeah, it was what it was. You know how I feel about having the tag teams that are just thrown together when you just have a tag match of two feuds. I don't like it. I get the point that it could lead to other feuds down the line where the parts are just interchangeable. But, I like the workers that were in it. So Randy Orton has really been made to look too strong, in my opinion. Now, I understand he's the biggest legend out of all these guys there, but I don't see the point in him constantly getting wins with the RKO every single week over people that should be beating him quite frankly. That's just my opinion.
Mark, what do you think?
I think that Cesaro is over, and Vince McMahon cannot take his brass ring back. Like that's the biggest thing that I'm getting from this, because him versus Kevin Owens is going to be on par with him versus John Cena's matches, I believe. And it's quite easily that it could be that. So that just elevated Kevin Owens and Cesaro up to John Cena level, and that's what the future needs.
Here's where I can say that I might disagree with you there. They gave John Cena and Kevin Owens as long as they wanted. I think that Cena and Cesaro and Owens are gonna have a time limit, and I think that they're gonna have to get their stuff in a certain time frame of 15 to 20 minutes, where Cena and Owens win at 30 minutes. So I don't know if it's gonna live up to that kind of hype.
Cena Owens didn't go 30 minutes the first time they fought.
How long did it go?
They went
About 20
15.
minutes. They went
Oh
15.
wow.
It seemed
Okay.
like they went 20.
Yeah, but it was still their worst match out of the three.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh
I
no,
have to
it was.
disagree.
It was.
Out of
That,
the three, maybe. Because all
that was
three
like the
were
most
really
hype.
good
See,
matches.
their matches got better to me. Like every single one got better.
See, I say the second one was the worst of the three.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I think we all wanted Owens to win that one. So
I agree with Mark on that one. Of course, that third one was probably the second best, in my
But
opinion.
also, I think Cesaro and Owens will probably have 30 minutes. I mean, it's a 4-hour show.
I think they're gonna be match of the night. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it's gonna live up to that Cena hype. And again, I'm like, here I go again. I think that sometimes we underestimate the ability of John Cena and how good his matches are. I'm not saying Cesaro isn't on that level, but Cesaro and Cena are pretty equal as far as in-ring ability, I would say.
I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
he actually has a bigger repertoire of moves and everything as well, so that kind of helps out.
We're not going to see a botched stunner either.
No, well, that's true. I still can't get on board with that. So
I've
anybody
ne-
thinks that anybody thinks that Sheamus and Randy Orton is going to be a sleep fest or a
yeah,
snooze fest?
I do. But let me ask you this: do you think that many times we've seen where the guy loses earlier in the night to whoever his opponent is, but he leaves the heavyweight champion with a cash in? Do you feel like that's what they're doing with Sheamus? They're just making him look really weak until the moment he cashes in.
I think I kind of agree with you on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if he turned around and maybe tried to cash in on at the main event on Sunday.
But they do that for every single Money in the Bank winner. They make them look weak as crap until they finally cash in, and then they have their run.
I
But
can name one that they didn't, sir.
well, I can name two actually. John Cena didn't win his, and he also won every match before he lost the belt, and Damian Sandow. But
Punk was Money in the Bank, and he didn't lose any either. He was
yeah, that's
dominant
true.
with Money in
That's
the
true.
Bank.
I have my theory of what could happen at SummerSlam, but I'm gonna save it up for the preview show. Any last thoughts on this match?
It served its purpose.
I
Yeah,
actually think that the Randy and Sheamus feud is going to be a little bit. Hopefully that they improve on the last match, because the last match was actually decent in my opinion.
yeah.
It was good for what they usually put on.
You know what hurts those two? The crowd has a tendency to turn on them and chant random things during their matches. And when you put them together and that happens, I think the crowd takes away from how good the match is. And we're going to get to that a little later because I felt like that's what happened in our main event on Raw as well.
Yeah.
All right. We get two backstage segments. One is a vintage Undertaker cutting a promo about how he's going to destroy Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, as well as Brock Lesnar will rest in peace. And I was kind of disappointed that there was no in-ring segment for this.
No, it
It's
didn't need to be. This was perfect.
really,
Yep.
Mark. What do you
Just
think?
Oh, that promo gave me chills. What are you talking about? That was like old school Taker. That was amazing. I love the
I,
promo.
I looked at Mark and he looked at me, and we literally had real hair standing on our arm. That was the first time I've seen Undertaker be Undertaker in about 6 years. So
What about you,
Right?
Dave?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm with them. This is the best Undertaker promo since probably when he was cutting him on Triple H for the Hell in the Cell at WrestleMania, and when he came out and told Brock, he will not rest in peace was even better.
I feel like that was foreshadowing, though. Why would he say you're never gonna rest in peace? He's supposed to make him rest in peace.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's been saying that for
No,
years.
but because the gates of hell have opened up and his name was called. You don't rest in peace in hell, sir.
Nope.
I guess I'm the only one who didn't too much care for. I mean, I liked it, but
Don't you
I,
think that we've seen them? We knew we were gonna see them in the ring together at the end of the night, right? So if you give them a stare down earlier in the night, you're in Brock's hometown of Minnesota, and they want Undertaker to be the heel, quote unquote. You can't bring him out there more than once, or else people are gonna start cheering him.
I have my thoughts about the whole heel and face thing, but I'm gonna save it to the end when we get
Okay?
to the Brock segment.
Yep.
But moving to the other backstage segment, we get Rollins speaking to the Authority backstage, hyping up the SummerSlam contract signing. Of course, kissing some tail and all the other stuff to the point where if he wins both titles, he wants a statue like Andre the Giant
How
or
awesome was that?
that was heelish. That was like the super heel move for him to
It was
even
great.
insinuate that.
That's perfect
He,
Seth Rollins right there.
but
I
he would
kind of
deserve it. He would be the only person to have held the WWE and the United States Championship at the same time. Come on, he is the future.
I kind of want to see this happen. Like, I want to see him win, just because I want to see his statue being built.
This is the only time that I'm gonna hope that we have a match that doesn't have a clean finish, because I have a fear that if we have a double champion, that we're gonna lose a title eventually, and we all know we can't afford to lose any more titles in WWE.
Yeah.
This is true.
All right. Any last thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I understand. I don't know why you didn't like it, man. That Undertaker promo was great. Uh, and for all the people that were thinking he was gonna be the American badass, what are you thinking? What? What? Why would he do that? He couldn't do that. Now, anyway, he'd probably fall off the bike if he got on it. Ridiculous.
Took him like about 10 minutes
He
to get
he
off the
I sp-
bike.
Man, he still rides motorcycles. Don't
I was
even
gonna say he's out there. He's out there every day on that bike.
How
Yeah,
long
his
does it take him
motorcycle
to get
now
off?
has 3 wheels for more balance on it. He's riding those tripods.
Wow.
Right.
The, Anthony's comments do not reflect all of ours here at Wrestling Goons Radio. So Undertaker, if you're listening, it's all him, man.
Hey, I
I
support those
got your back.
comments.
And
I
I'm in a
support them.
wheelchair,
Ooh.
so say it to my face. Anyway, go
All
ahead.
right, moving on to the next match of the night. We get Luke Harper versus Roman Reigns once again. Uh, this is our SmackDown rematch special of the week. We got Ambrose and Wyatt out there on both on commentary, and for some reason, why is Brian, Saxon out there without a chair? It seems like someone's always taking a chair when they
Now,
come
he's
out
done
there.
that. That's been the whole gimmick for like 3 weeks now.
That's crazy.
I
Um,
love it. It's
Yeah,
it's
um,
probably
it's a good
it's a
twist.
rib on him. Like he doesn't have a chair to sit on. Like he can't be in a commentating booth kind of thing.
Overall, they worked a pretty good, hard-hitting match, which lasted for about 15 minutes. Uh, my thing about this whole match, including the whole commentary, was that why does it feel like that Ambrose is going to be the guy to turn on Roman Reigns because he kept on just hyping up or emphasizing how they were family and brothers and all the other stuff, or was it just me?
I got a better question. Why did Bray, pardon my French, David, why didn't he look like a female dog? When Bray just sat there and did nothing.
That was perfect. I thought that was perfect for Bray to do. Because
Why?
you let Harper take his licks, you let him do his thing. What
How many
happens
times?
happens.
How many times has he sacrificed Luke Harper?
That's kind of getting into a little bit of what Dean's been talking about lately. How Harper takes the bullet for Bray all the time, but Bray doesn't take it for him. But I kind of liked how Bray just kind of sat there and didn't interfere and just kind of let the match develop.
At the very end, he said, "Follow the buzzers over Luke Harper."
Yeah, that was interesting. I found that very interesting.
It's weird. It's
I,
very weird.
Oh, you find it
It's
weird,
okay.
huh?
So it's more cultish, like because Bray, if you go back and actually listen to an interview that he does, because he does most of his outside interviews as Bray Wyatt, he's really big into the cults and the conspiracies and things, and that's what they do. They allow their members to take abuse and punishment, knowing good and well that when the time comes, they'll dish it out more than they have taken it because they'll have that mindset.
Yeah, well, it hadn't worked for Luke Harper yet, so.
yeah, Luke's got a good run ahead of him coming up.
But I
I'll
say,
tell you what. I'll tell you what I liked about this match and what I think needs to change. Luke's got a great clothesline, and that's great. His super kick needs to be his finisher because that thing is deadly. He's got the best super kick in wrestling, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely up there. It is definitely up there.
No
Um,
offense to the Young Bucks.
all offense. No, but yeah. By the way, Reigns did win that match. This is probably like the second, well, one of two matches that I could care less about. The only thing I'll probably be interested in is if Roman Reigns or if Dean Ambrose will turn on each other. That's the only thing I care about.
you're not wanting to get Eric Rowan in the mix? I mean, we haven't seen him in a while. You're not excited that he might come back?
Is he healthy enough to come back?
I mean, it's SummerSlam. If they're going to use him, he'll be there.
Yeah, he's
That's
probably
safe.
borderline right now.
If
And there's
that's the
a
case, why not use Sting like they originally planned to use him?
well, that's why whenever the Shield, quote unquote, gets outnumbered, that's when they call the Vigilante in for backup for Night of Champions.
That's still that's still gonna be horrible.
It is. It'll be awful, but that's what they're gonna do. So get ready for it.
So no one thinks that Roman Reigns or Ambrose gonna turn.
No, I don't. No,
Not at
no.
this time.
I don't
Right.
even think it's gonna be next time. I really don't.
I
Right.
think a little down the road we might get to see that.
Maybe toward Mania, like they might build toward a Ambrose Reigns Mania match.
Yeah, I think
Right.
there's going to end up being some jealousy between the two. Not sure which way it's going to go yet, but there'll be a little conflict between the two, and that'll lead to their big match.
It doesn't even have to be jealousy. Ambrose is crazy. Did you see him yelling at Bray Wyatt, who didn't even have a headset on? He couldn't hear him. Like, he was just screaming at him.
I
Bart
mean,
Yeah.
you could
kept
have still
pointing
heard
out.
him.
Bart kept pointing out. Bart said, "Dean, he can't hear you. He's not wearing a headset."
I mean, if you screaming at him, I'm pretty sure he could have heard you.
Not if he's trying to block him out, sir. He was focused.
Or
No, no.
not
The
if
only
you
thing
have
with
30,000 fans cheering as well.
the
He
only
was just
messed up,
enjoying the match.
right? The only
And
messed
by
up,
the way, where were they? They were in Minnesota.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not good enough for Bray Wyatt to say we're here. He only does that for Portland.
The messed up thing is if they one of those two guys turn and Seth Rollins happens to turn face, that'll just be so totally messed up for me, in my opinion. But
I mean, never say never, but I can't say it.
yeah. Moving on to a Divas match. We got Becky Lynch versus the awful Tamina. I am so sorry, Tamina. You're just awful. But
Yeah.
I love you more than I love Eva Marie. Get Paige, Charlotte, Sasha, and Naomi at ringside. Team Bella watching in from the backstage. And I mean, this is just awful.
Yeah, I
Um,
can't even. This is bad.
Overall, Becky won cleanly. It was a short match. It was like what, maybe 3 minutes.
Yep, thankfully.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that they're putting these young divas from NXT over versus the main
I mean, you
roster.
realize that means that the Bellas are winning, though, at the big shows, right?
Yeah, I have
Unfortunately.
that feeling.
Yeah.
But overall, this match right here, did anyone like it?
No, of course not. And if they did, then they're lying to themselves.
I
So,
did. I did because Becky was in it.
but and you should feel bad that Becky had to be in that match.
I do. I felt bad for her trying to have to carry Tamina like that. She made her look all right.
And you know what? I'm gonna hold my reservations for NXT Takeover. I'm gonna watch Eva Marie and Carmella, who Carmella is by far the worst wrestler in women's wrestling, I think. Um,
No,
yeah,
that's Eva.
yeah, no, actually, I think that Tamina might be. I'm
Oh
telling
my
you,
gosh, they
watching
can't
this
get no
match,
worse than Eva and
I don't know, sir. See, you haven't even watched her yet. You don't know if she's improved or not.
Oh, I've watched her. I watched her first match back.
Oh, it was
Cassie
against a jobber.
Cassie looked a whole lot better than Eva Marie did.
So is she
Oh,
better than is Dana Brooke better than her?
yeah, but Dana Brooke, there's just something messing with Dana Brooke, but she's gonna be good, I think. She's just learning this stuff. She's a bodybuilder.
Yeah. She
Oh,
actually Dana Brooke actually has more of a potential limit for me than Eva Marie does.
She cuts good promos. Dana Brooke
They're
does.
not too bad.
Tamina's just got to go. I'm sorry, she's just awfully
She's
stiff.
awful. I'm glad they dropped this little lesbian tease gimmick they were doing with her, where she was bullying JoJo every week.
Oh, really?
Like, well, I mean, I don't know if you noticed that, but every week
I
I
saw
should have.
that.
it looked like that she would stare down JoJo at the end of promos and like literally like smell her.
Oh,
It
oh,
looked like it looked like they were going that route, but I think they've dropped it.
Looks like she
okay.
was all
So
licking her lips for her.
so I have noticed that, but I didn't take it as something lesbian.
Yeah, that's I read that was the direction that they were going with it.
That would have been interesting.
No,
Not
you know how many times they've done that angle?
Mickey
It would have
James, Trish.
it would have helped Tamina more
Paige
so to give
AJ
her.
Tori and Dawn Marie, let's not forget
Oh
that one.
yeah.
or Ann Sable.
God, all right, well, we just named every one
Mark,
right on the top of our head.
Mark,
That says a lot about us.
I have a question for you. On a scale from 0 to 10, Mark, how bad is Tamina?
See, I like me and Anthony were actually talking about this, and he's obviously switched his stance because he was kind of defending her there for a little while whenever we were discussing this. She can jump off the top rope. She's supposed to be this big giant like bohemian Amazon woman or whatever. She is so uncoordinated to be jumping off the top rope. Like she shows a little bit of athleticism, but then she gets back on her own 2 feet and she's like, "Mm." So probably at like a 1 or 2.
I will readily admit that I tried defending this woman, but my bottom line is if you can't have a good match with Becky Lynch, you're crap. So that's what happened, pretty much. I watched the Raw match. I saw how bad it was, and yeah, my eyes are open to Tamina now.
I started noticing how bad she was since they were over in Japan, where she was in that triple threat match, what I think was with Naomi and Nikki. Am I correct? But anyways, I don't know why she was in
Yeah,
the match.
that's right.
She was just horrible in that whole entire match. It was just god awful.
I'm glad it took you guys over a year and some change to realize it.
I feel like if she had a match with like Beth Phoenix or Awesome Kong, then she could have a good match. But she can't work somebody quick and flexible like a Charlotte or a Sasha.
No, she's got the stiff movements, kind of like a Sheamus type movements, where when you're against someone quicker, you're kind of stiffer and boring.
If they were ever going to do a woman fighting a man, Tamina could be that woman.
Yeah.
She could
Oh,
be like this kind of this generation's China.
Yeah.
To give her some sort of credit, maybe the fact that she might be stiff is because of the injury she has. Of course, she wears a knee brace, so maybe that has something to do with it, and possibly maybe she's on the other side of, in her late 30s. So
Wait a minute. If she has a knee brace, if she has knee problems, why the hell did they let her go to the top rope?
I don't know.
She's a snooker. That's what all snookers do is come off the
This
top.
is the WWE medical staff that won't let people wrestle if they got a small ding. And they're letting this girl climb to the top rope with bad legs.
Well, that's what she was out for that little over a year there. She had torn an ACL at a house match, and she was out for all that time.
Her father ought to be insulted by her doing that move anyway, because it looks like crap when she does it.
Yeah. I kind of predict that she's gonna probably be the first one to be eliminated when they face each other at SummerSlam. So
I think Bella's going out first. Like they're gonna make it look like the Bella.
Well, didn't they just say Monday that if one person's eliminated from the team's eliminated?
No, it's
they shouldn't
elimination.
do that.
I thought.
Wait, is that really what they said?
No, I didn't hear that.
I thought I remember him saying that if one person was eliminated from the team was eliminated.
All right, we will confirm that on the pre-show, and we will let y'all know.
All right, moving on to the next match is Rusev versus Mark Henry with Summer Rae, and again, this was a short, pathetic match because we got Mark Henry coming out there with the United States flag, all patriotic, once again, gimmicky. Let's take down this foreigner.
I feel like I've seen this before.
We've seen it like 1,000 times. The only difference is his name is not Jack Swagger.
No, we've played it with Mark Henry about 10 times.
Yeah, that's true.
Mr. Olympic champion.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a nice little brawling match, and then that's when Rusev tried to put Mark Henry into the accolade, and it looks like Mark Henry was about to break out, but hey, Mark Henry being who's Mark Henry now, jobbing to Rusev, and Lana comes into. But go ahead.
I can't get into matches when I know it's going to be a 3-minute match for Rusev. Like I can't invest myself because I know when the moment I see Mark Henry walk out that in about 3 minutes I'm going to be moving on to whatever the next segment is. So
Exactly, and then the next segment. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's why they led into the next segment because the Rusev Mark Henry thing wasn't gonna sell SummerSlam, but what was coming after was.
Yeah, because Lana was at ringside on commentary, and then she got in the ring, and it looked like Rusev was about to do something to her, and she kept on peeking around the corner, not sure what she was looking at. She did about good, 20, 30 seconds, and then we hear Dolph Ziggler come out and attack.
we want to thank Kevin. We want to thank Kevin Dunn for this entire segment of cluster mucks because that's what happened.
That was like really awkward. To me, that really turned me off on that segment.
The timing was bad. Like the crowd was chanting Ziggler already,
Right.
and then it took. I mean, she literally looked like you said, like 15 seconds. She kept being like, "Here he comes! Here he comes! He's not here yet! Here he comes!"
Could that have been this? Could that have been like the sound guy's fault? Maybe.
No, you're not going to sit here on the podcast and defend Kevin Dunn, sir. I won't allow it.
Well, who sits at Gorilla? It's Vince. So if Vince was yelling at the sound guy got confused and all kinds of shit. That's what was happening, sir. You just hold your horses.
Overall, the segment, I guess the crowd liked it because it was a big, pop or whatever. I kind of would have liked it if he would have super kicked. Hold on, before I say this, I'm not saying it's okay for a man to put his hands on a woman or anything, but it would have been kind of almost cool if he would have accidentally kicked Summer Rae.
No, well, I think he did the heelish thing by allowing her to get kicked instead of him.
That would have been
by Lana, of course, but I'm just saying Ziggler should have been the one to do it. He would have made Rusev a bigger.
Because that would have put Ziggler in the same sense as Rusev and letting a woman get hurt. Why would Lana stay with him then? Like if he's just going to kick a woman's face off.
But it would have been an accident.
All right, I got 2 words for you, okay?
Okay.
Ray Rice. They're not doing it. They're not doing it.
It's just for storyline purposes, it would have been cool. Rusev would have ate it up, like saying that he's no different than whoever, and he would have made himself like the biggest whatever, and he would have never done that. And shame on Ziggler. And Ziggler would have been moping around all sad and stuff.
Okay,
He
let me
couldn't have
ask
said
about
that because he did do it. He hit Lana.
Yeah.
But then that makes Ziggler no different than Rusev.
Right, and you gotta have Ziggler as the face, so that's why he can't
But
possibly ever
well, he's the
strike a woman.
accidental. It wasn't my fault. It was an accident. I'm sorry. This and that. And then
So if you accidentally hit a woman, you're doing 3 to 5.
what?
At least
we're
in
talking about
Georgia.
we're saying like if he accidentally super kicks her or whatever, maybe next week or so, give her flowers, make Lana jealous possibly. Like, why are you giving her flowers? Because I accidentally kicked her. It was a mistake. And then we could probably
Wow.
get Lana going back heel.
This
You
hurts my
know,
head.
here's my whole thing, and I was gonna pose a question to you guys. Are you guys ready to just see this whole Ziggler, Lana, Rusev, Summer thing
No.
over?
Oh.
Yes,
Like,
whatever
done,
happens to make
over
it
with?
end.
Because
And it hadn't even happened. And it hasn't even
Oh yeah,
happened.
I'm
and
done
you
with
want
it.
it
Yeah.
to.
I mean, it's been going on since, what was the pay-per-view after Mania where they had their split up finally?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, if Dolph was gonna be gone, I wouldn't have waited to even put them together until after Dolph was back.
Yeah, they did the whole, oh, well, we'll put them out now and bring them back later, and here was me the whole time it was on.
I wasn't expecting Dolph Ziggler
So,
to return. So his return was kind of a surprise to me. So I'm thinking, okay, he's back. Please don't make this a match. Please.
Wait, what? Wait, so you were really surprised?
really?
Up until obviously Lana was looking around the corner like, "Hey, Dolph, come out."
What?
What?
You didn't hear the crowd chanting
Oh yeah,
Ziggler
yeah.
from the
I'm talking
time?
about like last week. A few weeks ago when she said he probably would be back into after SummerSlam. I'm thinking like, yes, we won't see this match.
You
And
don't
then
remember me telling you the day after the injury during our recording session that he'll be back the Monday before SummerSlam?
Yeah. Yeah, they gave it away, so we kind of knew. But
I was just hoping it
you,
didn't happen.
the moment he ran down that aisle, you knew we were having a match. Come on,
And
you had to
that was
have.
match number 10.
Okay, so I'm just throwing this out there. Whomever out of this group was not entertained with Lana and Summer Rae filling this void of time since Ziggler was gone, rolling around on the ground with each other, we seriously need to have a talk after this recording.
Well, as a matter of fact, allow me to be devil's advocate here, because while I do enjoy the two men or women wrestling with each other, I do have a question. Do all women have to take their shoes off now?
Well, Lana doesn't want to hurt her leg like she did at WrestleMania. She's already been
No,
injured.
Summer Rae's doing it too now. Summer Rae's like, I'm throwing mine off too.
Yeah, but that's
Because
because
Summer
Rusev
Rae is
made her.
built to be the new Lana.
Oh, this is stupid.
It is.
I like just wear your heels. I want to see, like, especially Lana. If you're or Summer Rae, if you're the dirty girl, keep your heel on and kick her in the face.
Yes.
And
Who-
do you know how hard it is to walk in heels?
I don't care. That's your character.
I don't know how hard it is.
I
But,
don't either.
Yeah, Mark. Why don't you tell us how hard it
Man,
is,
I
Mark?
broke my ankles just about 4 times walking 5 steps. All right.
That's what happened to
see.
me.
I can.
That's
wrong. That's
anyway,
wrong.
go ahead.
I could
We're
never.
going.
I could
Yeah.
never see someone super kicking someone with heels on.
I want to see it.
That would be
though.
awesome.
That'd be
Who
impressive.
was it that used to take their heel off and give it? Woman. Woman used to give her heel to Ric Flair all the time from ringside to smash someone in the face with.
Well, they did this gimmick already where Lana was taking her. This is where it started. Lana would take her shoe off and hand it to Rusev.
Hey, boys and
And he
girls,
used it on Cena.
if you don't know who woman is, that's Nancy Benoit.
Oh, God. We had to get that plug in, didn't we?
I was just leaving it at woman, but hey.
Again, that's the 4th podcast in a row, Dan. It successfully got Chris Benoit in the show.
All right, before we move on, Are you all okay with the Dolph Ziggler Rusev? Would you rather see Summer Rae versus Lana or maybe a tag?
I'd rather see this story go away.
Thank you. I'm in agreement on that one.
Yeah, me
I'd
too. The
rather
only
see
thing,
Summer Rae Lana.
yeah,
I'm just insulted mainly because I know that when it's all said and done, Rusev and Lana are gonna ride home and go to dinner together. So I
Probably
can't.
more than dinner.
Yeah. Ayo. Anyway,
all right, so obviously we know that we're gonna get the Ziggler and Rusev match at SummerSlam. I pray that it's gonna be the kickoff show or pre-show, but probably not. We also got a Undertaker versus Lesnar video package, as well a pre-match to the non-title match, championship match of the Intercontinental title. Miz running down Big Show's acting career and said will win the IC title at SummerSlam because he is a star. Next up is Ryback versus The Miz. Big Show is out on commentary. Ryback runs through Miz like sushi bought from a bake shop. Ryback then challenged Show in the ring, but he declines. Obviously, this is good, but Miz has also continually getting beat up pretty badly every week. It kind of makes him look weak. I mean, he has a big mouth and he just looks weak overall. Am I the only one that thinks that?
that's the point. He's supposed to look weak all the way up until he wins the belt.
That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna end up getting the "you guys were messing with each other too long. Let me take advantage" win.
That is exactly how it's gonna happen.
So now with that, is Big Show and Miz going to probably feud if whoever comes out? Because I pretty much think
Yep.
that Ryback's going to come out victorious.
Yeah, I mean, definitely they're gonna feud either way, whether the belt's involved or not. Because they keep doing the acting versus acting thing. Like I said last week, though, I'm really starting to feel bad for Big Show here because it isn't like he's not trying to get the storyline over and he's trying to play his part, but not one of these crowds. Like now, I feel like it's become the cool thing to do to make fun of Big Show, and it's disrespectful to me. I think.
I agree
Yeah,
with you
it
on
is.
that one. I mean, come on, the man's been how many time world champion? He held ECW, WWE, and World Heavyweight Championship all at the same time. Who else has done that?
Can't think of anyone.
That's right, because there's only one.
It was only the Big Show. No one else has done it. No one ever will. He is the one man to hold them all at one time.
I mean, I get the crowd's frustration or the people that are legitimately frustrated, but a lot of it's just because they give him stupid stuff to do. Like, they've never used him right as the giant that he should be used as. He's more like the setup guy rather than the giant, and a giant should never be the setup guy. He should be the finisher.
And
Do,
that's
do
when he was at his best, was when he was the giant.
So, do you think that it's possible that these crowds are chanting that because he's the heel and Ryback has an actual following now?
I'll be honest, I don't know if he's heel or not, because I can't tell what they want him to be.
I don't
I
think
have
they know
to.
what they want him to do.
I agree with Anthony because these past few weeks, I'm not sure if he's heel or face, and the crowd's just being a jerk towards him or what. It's kind of confusing there.
Basically, though, we all agree Ryback's back, and that's great. His shirt is stupid, by the way, his Ryback shirt. Um, but, we'll get into that, our prediction for the match, but as far as this whole segment itself, Big Show being on commentary is pointless. Like, I don't know why they keep putting him in these positions.
All right, so before we move on to the contract signing, does anyone care about the Intercontinental title right now compared to maybe 3 or 4 months ago?
I feel like Ryback missing a paint when you hurt it a little bit, but he just got to have a few solid matches with an enemy of
I
40
think it's been hurting since Daniel Bryan won it at WrestleMania.
Well, he needs to stop hurting himself. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that on Daniel Bryan. I think the title is gonna mean a lot more because he was gonna defend it like John Cena does the U.S. title. Like he was gonna have the Intercontinental title open challenge every week. I mean, they were gonna make it that kind of equivalent, and I guess they don't see that potential in Robert.
So
But
we're on the verge of
yeah,
seeing possibly Seth Rollins winning both titles. So why not clear Daniel Bryan, let him get the title back, and let him do that?
well, hell, if we're on the verge of like collapsing titles, why don't we just have Ryback face Seth Rollins and have Seth take his title
I
too?
was I was just thinking about that. Seth wins every title in the company.
Oh, that would make me
You
He
know
gets
so
that if he
a
does
tag
that,
team partner.
if he does that, he'll go down as the greatest heel of all time.
Look, and then Triple H would have to bring him down a notch. That would be
Yeah.
awful.
Speaking of bringing it down a notch, Mark, do you have any last thoughts for this segment?
No, I just really don't care for the match that much, but like the whole segment. But I am excited to see the Miz finally take the U.S. title.
Next up, we got the contract signing, where we have Triple H and Steph hosting the contract signing with Seth Rollins, of course, kissing some authority tail. Goes on talking blah blah blah. The 10 years John Cena was in the company, um, holding the WWE universe hostage as well as other things. John Cena comes out, and I felt like he buried Seth Rollins in his promo. He had a great promo. He was talking about how even though people are cheering John Cena, let's go John Cena, and John Cena sucks, they're saying his name and no one's saying Seth Rollins' name. Overall, there was nothing really Seth Rollins can do. He even compared his legacy versus Triple H legacy and talked about how basically he was never Ric Flair's, I guess, B word or whatever.
Oh, he said, yeah, wait, no, wait. He said it on live TV. We can say it on the podcast.
But I mean, he has some good points though. But am I the only one who felt like he buried Seth Rollins in that promo?
Hey, killed him. He slaughtered him. It was great. Seth can't wear his Never Shuts Up shirt anymore because he shut up after that promo. He had nothing left to say. John Cena, that's one of Cena's top five promos.
Well, no, the shirt is in reference to John Cena never shutting up. So I mean, he could still wear that because John Cena didn't shut up. He just owned his ass.
And John Cena backed up everything he said. I didn't like the shot at Ric Flair. But apparently Flair is so pro John Cena that it's not gonna matter. That shirt is awesome except for the colors. I'm not really fond of being the University
I
of Miami,
I'm
but
not. I
whatever.
that was one of the first things I noticed about his new get up was them ugly cane colors.
Okay, so Anthony, so you took it as a shot to Flair? Like how?
He said that I'm gonna be the guy to be the 16-time champion, whether you like it or not. Uh, yeah, there should only be one 16-time champion. We all know how I feel about this.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
because I thought that you were in reference to him saying Ric Flair didn't make Triple H his bitch, but I'm gonna make you mine. I actually take that
No,
as, I mean, I know this gets thrown around all the time. Maybe John Cena goes with the authority and he does make Seth Rollins his personal like assistant, a la Nikki Bella and Brie.
A la
not a
John
chance.
Cena and the Nexus.
John Cena can join the authority. I can see that. I can never see Seth Rollins being the guy carrying his bag. That's
You're
not
Yeah.
going
pretty
to
much
happen in the
hinting
storyline.
at John Cena being possibly a heel, and you're playing with my emotions now.
I don't think so because they're trying to turn the authority face if you haven't been noticing.
Yeah, that's
They
true. But I
they
mean,
have been working
overall,
at
the
it.
authority looks like they're. I mean, for right now, for me, I think they're heel, but trying to turn good, but still heel mostly in a way. But is it really John Cena's fault for the past 10 years or so that he's pretty much been the guy and hasn't really let anyone be the guy? And pretty much like Seth Rollins did, held the company hostage for the most part.
No, that's crap.
No, that's Kevin Dunn's
John
fault.
Cena. That's creative. But you can't blame John Cena for being the guy that everybody has relied on. Like somebody's got to be that guy, and if nobody else wants to be, then John Cena. It ain't that they don't want to be, but John Cena does what it takes to be.
I think everyone else, I mean, not everyone, but I think there are a handful of people who wants to be and have what it takes, though. But it seems like someone is trying to. Okay, let's just take Kevin Owens. Let's just say I'm a Kevin Owens fan or whatever, and I'm like, okay, let's see Kevin Owens get a big push, and let's see him win against John Cena. But it seems like obviously someone named Kevin Dunn doesn't want to see that happen, and they bring in John Cena to hurt Kevin Owens because I think that for the past 3 months they feuded. Pretty much John Cena has owned him in the promos, and it pretty much hurts people when you have John Cena owning you in promos. Maybe that's not his fault though, but I think that that's a way of burying people. That's just
So,
my.
I mean, Cena won one promo, but I mean, to say that he owned Owens in every promo, that's way
Yeah, I don't think
overboosted.
I think Owens was killing him during the promos.
okay,
Well, it
like
wasn't enough. Go ahead, Mark.
regardless of who won the promo battle, what you're supposed to tell like someone, hey, this guy might not be able to handle you on the microphone, so can you just ease up a little bit? Like this person's not as good in the ring. Can you just not show up in the morning at 4 a.m. to wrestle and to do your craft and practice before you hop over to this interview, into that interview, into that interview, into that interview, until you have to go work out in the afternoon, until you have to come back for rehearsal and do this whole thing every single day? Like, so you want to make John Cena not work as hard? Like, I don't understand.
It's not necessarily not work as hard. It's more so.
That is how he has owned himself and that business for the past 15 years. He outworks, outperforms, outsells, and outpromos everyone who comes in contact with him because he does this. This is his life, like he tells you in the promo, and what makes him a great heel.
And it also helps in the fact that he's not going anywhere ever. Like, no matter if Warner Brothers offers him movies, like, he will still be on Monday Night Raw. And because they have that confidence in him, he's the guy.
So for the next 10 years, John Cena is going to still be that guy.
No, well, in the next 10 years, he'll be 48, 49, so no. But I think he'll still be doing something. He'll be at WrestleMania once a year.
Do you think
I can
that's
see
fair?
that.
Do you think that's fair?
Absolutely, he's earned it.
Okay. Um,
And John Cena's earned the right to a part-time schedule more than anybody else on the roster, but he's going to be the last guy to take it.
yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, this is not a knock at John Cena though, but it's just that it seems like to me there's no real progress as far as them really having another alternative or having a new face for the company outside of John Cena.
Yeah, I think I need to officially make myself pro John Cena, because that's what it sounds like on a lot of my
Yeah.
podcasts.
Okay, so the whole thing about potentially having another John Cena, if you haven't watched this past year, John Cena's trying to make another John Cena. Like, John Cena's been doing it every single night, especially during the US Open challenges. He's been trying to build up other superstars, probably so he doesn't have to do this like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Unless your name is Bray Wyatt, then he'll bury you in a no
Yep.
end.
Bray beat him.
Yeah, Bray didn't beat him. That little kid standing by the cage beat him. Don't give me that crap.
Bray won just as many matches as Kevin Owens did against him.
Yeah, that's because he
Kevin did
always
it
let
cleanly.
someone win one match.
Kevin did it cleanly, which is way more impressive.
But you gotta beat John Cena where it counts for the most part.
You'll never beat John Cena where it counts, because that's in
Yeah,
merchandise.
yeah, you're not
Yeah.
selling that man.
Nope.
Oh man. So this is just something weird. Did it seem like to me or to you out? To me, it seemed like he was like reading off of his script when he took his hat off, or is it just me?
No, I feel like he might have had a script and he flipped it. Cause that end, like, that's about as heel as you're gonna see heel Cena yet. Like, he straight up pulled the punk card on Rollins right in his face, and he threw it in the authority's face as well. That was, I didn't think it was scripted at all. I think he did what John Cena does.
Yeah. I gotta give him credit for giving at least Triple H some props as far as his legacy, and like I said, he mentioned Ric Flair, and that was pretty cool too.
No, he tried.
I figured out something about John Cena, about why I hated him for so long, and why his promos just made me sick at nauseum. It was because for so long he didn't acknowledge that we booed him. He just totally blocked that part of the audience out. I'm that part of the audience. Like when you tell me my voice doesn't matter, I'm gonna block out you. But when you acknowledge that I'm booing you, kind of like New Day, when New Day started acknowledging that I think they're crap, I started getting on board with them. So when Cena started acknowledging that half the audience indeed does think you're crap, he started winning me over with his promos, and now he delivers about as well as Heyman does on promos. Like it's pretty close.
Wow. Dude, I
It's pretty
swear,
close.
if you get a Cena anything, it's just our friendship is over. I'm sorry,
I'm not
that's
gonna
it.
buy John Cena's merchandise.
Especially after the show we were at the other day, bagging on the people in Cena shirts.
All right, well, let me go ahead and go anti-Cena with you real quick. For all you people that are buying John Cena shirts, you're wasting your money because you're gonna have a new one on Monday.
Nope, I got the one John Cena shirt that WWE put out that was actually pretty cool, and it was the John Cena Sucks shirt. But I later on researched it and found out that he does get the same merch sales for that as well. I was kind of mad.
Oh, of course. That's what I meant. He was like, well, if they're gonna buy the merchandise, they're gonna buy mine
So,
too.
so basically, John Cena is the only person who can just put out a billion different types of T-shirts, and basically, kind of almost like a unfair advantage over everyone else.
It's
Well, let
it's
me
it's
ask you
not just
this. Let me
t-shirts
ask you
either.
this.
It's wristbands and headbands and sweatpants and all kinds of other stuff.
How many people in the 80s do you think felt envious of Hulk Hogan for the same reason? Because Hulk Hogan had everything known to
But Hulk
man for
Hogan only
marketing and
had like
merchandise.
what, one or two T-shirts back in the '80s, and maybe a few merchandise with his face on it.
A few
Okay, more than a
He
merchandise.
had
few.
a cartoon, he had movies, he had T-shirts, he had headbands, he had titles, he had
Action
action
figures,
figures,
body but wrestling
uh,
buddies.
championship
Boas,
belts,
So,
boas. No, boas
key
were the '90s.
key rings.
yeah, I mean, Hulk Hogan was everywhere. What I'm saying is, like, imagine someone like Roman Reigns say, "Hey, Vince, I would like a new T-shirt. I'm getting tired of this T-shirt. Can you make about 5 different, maybe 10 different types of T-shirts?"
Oh, well, here's another thing. That's another thing where we gotta give credit to John Cena. John Cena designs all these shirts. If these wrestlers want a shirt, maybe they should start designing
Oh,
their
come
own
on, you
shirts.
know it doesn't
Not
take
not
much
only
time, John
not
Cena.
only that,
John Cena does design his
I'm
it's
shirts.
saying it doesn't
also
take
Hey,
called
much.
but it's also called ROI, return on investment. If Vince is going to put out $50,000 to get you one new t-shirt design that he has to put out in every single live event, how much money are you going to sell out in a week? Is it going to take him 2 months? Is it going to take him 4 months to sell out of that merchandise? He has to have a
you,
return on it.
you notice when Kevin Owens stopped wrestling John Cena, he went back to the KO shirt.
Yep.
But he was coming out with different
Because he
KO
can't
shirts.
afford that merchandise every week.
Wasn't he coming out with different KO shirts?
No, it's still just the plain
Well, it
KO
was
shirt.
now, but he had like what, 3 or 4 different ones in that
He,
whole.
I mean, he had a fight Owens fight, but that walk Owens walk kind of ruined that.
Mhm.
So if I was Cesaro too, I'd wear a walk Owens shirt or walk Owens walk.
Well, did anyone hear the chant going on Monday night?
Everybody saw the fat Owens
That
fat
that's
sign.
that's what I'm talking
Thank,
about.
Okay, that was a funny,
thank you,
but
Kevin
yeah.
Dunn.
Yeah, they made sure the camera hit that sign.
Oh yeah, for about 20 seconds.
Any other sign, they're like, "Oh no, get that off there."
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
No, it was
I mean,
bad.
come on. It comes with the territory.
This is like the third week in a row they've referenced that he's fat, okay?
At least they're not doing
mean,
Bull
it's
Dempsey
ridiculous.
treatment, okay?
Give it
Yeah.
time.
That's what they need to do.
Oh, God.
They
If
do that.
Kevin Dunn has
God.
his way, it will happen.
Vince, please don't watch NXT.
That's what
Please.
they need to do. Have Kevin
Please.
Owens do the whole Bull Dempsey thing.
Alright,
Like,
we're moving
seriously,
on.
that
We're
was
moving
no.
on.
gold.
We're moving on.
Wow.
Kevin Owens is so far
Yeah.
above that.
I
That's
will stop
ridiculous.
watching if that happens.
Kevin Owens, if you're listening, change your ring gear.
No, the ring. No.
No.
You don't mess with perfection.
Kevin Owens bought $1,000 worth of singlets on his tryout, and he said he looked like a fat man in a leotard. Like, he doesn't
How
need
Like
to do that.
Dempsey.
How about you get him some regular clothes like Bray Wyatt? Not exactly like Bray Wyatt, but
I like the fact that he just looks like a big guy walking out in whatever he wears to fight.
he
That's
looks
pretty
like
cool.
he's gonna go. I'm sorry, this might offend some people, and this doesn't reflect the views of Wrestling Goons Radio, but it looks like he's about to go to the gym and just go there for like 10 minutes and walk right back out. I'm sorry.
I'll be honest, it looks like he's never even been to the gym.
And that's what makes his look so unique from everyone else.
Why does everybody gotta look the same?
I mean, he just looks. You know what? I don't want to get into this too much because I don't want to be too offensive. But then, you know what? What the heck? He looks a bit sloppy in his ring attire. I'm sorry.
Yes, but that's the point. His character is supposed to be the sloppy, grungy guy. That's
Yeah.
what he
It's
is.
what he's been doing for years.
But at the end of the day,
And you know what he's gonna do? And you know what he's gonna do in a couple of years when he goes to Authority? You're gonna see him go clean cut and he's gonna wear the suit.
Yep.
And people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, what is he doing?"
how about we just put a Vader mask over him?
Oh my God. I think you're determined to marry. Did Kevin Dunn pay you off, Dan?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
his bastard
really.
child.
Uh,
I knew there was something.
Yeah.
Everybody remember that we are trying on Wrestling Goons Radio. We have it trending. Hashtag fire Kevin Dunn. Everybody get that going.
I post it every day.
We fired Kevin
Yep.
Dunn. There's nothing to talk about or make fun of or anything.
That's like my one thing. If I could ever have like one square down shoot interview where I could just go off, Kevin Dunn is my one. If anybody could arrange me a sit down with Kevin Dunn, there is not a dollar I won't pay to make that happen.
I would even go fund that.
Oh, you know
Oh
what?
my
If he gets
gosh, I
fired,
would.
we might end up seeing a shoot video of him in it.
Oh, I would love to see that because I would write in on that shit.
Oh no, he'd never say anything bad against them. Because there's always a possibility I'll come back.
No, once Vince, never mind. Anyway, once Vince is gone, that's
Oh,
not
I
gonna
know.
happen.
That's why I'm waiting for the game to take over.
And when we say gone, he has to be dead to be gone.
Yeah, well, yeah, 'cause that's kind of why I didn't go there. But yeah, Vince isn't gonna go out any other way. Vince is gonna die on a mistress. I mean, that's literally how he's gonna go out. He's gonna go out, work it out.
Pretty much.
So,
All right, we got to move on to the next match, the 8-man tag team match featuring the primetime players and Lucha Dragons versus Los Matadors and New Day. By the way, New Day rocks. Yes, I just said that. We get a pretty short match. It was just a very boring match, but yet it was sloppy. But the good guys win, primetime players and Lucha Dragons. Guys, I'm sorry to say this, but you guys were kind of right. Primetime players are boring, and the tag team division kind of suck now.
Now? You're
Yeah.
saying they suck now? It sucked for like 5 years.
It
It's been
was
awful. It's been awful.
yeah, Dan, welcome to the last 2 months. Of us
2
trying to
months?
see it.
Hell, this whole year so far. No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
it's-
but the New Day brought back the tag team division, if not for by themselves. They were hilarious.
Yeah, and the New Day brought back the New Day. They didn't bring back the tag division.
They were bringing
and they're the
back
only
the
thing
tag
relevant
division
in the
when they
tag
had the
division.
championship on around their waist.
Exactly, and then WWE said, "Hey, let's put it on a bunch of people and get no reaction."
All right,
That's
so
awesome.
here's the thing. I never thought I would say this though, but I am missing the Usos, and obviously I kind of miss Tyson Kidd and Cesaro as a tag team. But Cesaro's doing better things than himself, so it's whatever.
I don't miss the Usos at all because I like Jay on commentary. So I would rather him just be an announcer and stay out of the ring. That would make me happy.
And here's the thing with primetime play. It seems like obviously, Titus O'Neil is a great talker, I guess, but we don't get much from Darren Young at all, really.
Why would WWE know that they have somebody that is openly gay and not use it?
Because they know if they use it, they're gonna just go over the top with it.
But he wants to use it. Like, that's something he wants to do.
Well, you know how WWE is. It's like they could hint at it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I were them, that's one of those situations where I would let him come up with how he wants to do the character. I wouldn't tell him how to do it. You do the character in the way you want
The
to do
last
it.
thing we want to see, and this is again, no offense or no disrespect. Well, we don't want it.
Well, I
We
mean,
don't want it to end up being how Orlando Jordan, was in TNA.
yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. So I don't care how they do it. Just don't make it like that.
I know I would only do it if Darren had creative control over it, but I do know from interviews I've seen him do that it's something he would like to do, and I just wonder why they've never acknowledged it on air.
Yeah.
Because they do not wish to offend other LGBT people.
I don't think that's offensive.
Well-
I think that's saying we
Well,
accept
yeah, I know, but if he does something that, let's say, is like fine for him or whatnot, but someone who's just now coming out or something like that wouldn't be comfortable with, it might be put them in a difficult situation. I don't know. I'm just trying to see every angle from this, okay?
kind of like they were going to do when they brought Brock Lesnar in 2002.
They scratched that, sir.
Smartest
God
thing
for
they ever
that.
did.
What happened in 2002 again?
Oh, you didn't know? Okay, well, I guess I can go ahead and spill the beans here. In 2002, it was WWE's original idea while Brock was in OVW to debut his character as a gay character who was anti-gay. So he would be gay, but he would have no attributes of a gay man. He would just be a guy that beat up people, that talked bad about gay people. So they would have the bad guy, the little gays, and Brock Lesnar would beat them up, and he would still be gay and proud. And that's a
We
true
need to
story.
really get some cricket sound bites or something.
Yeah, I know.
That was.
Sound bites will be coming eventually, so folks.
Yep, we're upgrading the
That's pretty
quality
much
here
as bad
soon,
as
so.
the ideal of Kalisto being a gay hairdresser.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad that they scratch every idea they have when they have.
They,
one like
they really
that,
should have
so.
took cue from that with the Chuck and Billy thing.
Well,
It really
worked
did.
out
I
the
kind
way
of
they
That
enjoyed it.
worked out.
It was like the
It worked
funniest
out.
thing ever.
And the wedding thing, because I think we all were like, are they really gonna do this?
I know. I was sitting there watching, going, "No, this
He
ain't
was
really
like,
happening."
no, I take you as my. He's like, I take you as my tag team partner. What is this?
They went over the
What?
top at some point though, but it worked for them. I don't think it'll ever
Yeah.
work again like the way it did for them.
Oh, they were great at it. So.
Yeah, and then of course, you had Goldust when he first, debuted in WWE, in the mid-90s.
Well, that wasn't gay. That was androgynous. So.
Some people might take it as gay though.
Well, it has gay tendencies, but it's androgynous means you don't know what you are. Like it keeps you guessing.
Well, I
Well,
think
it kept-
Goldust was
yeah,
just a
it-
very sexual person, okay? I think that he just couldn't help himself. He had Terry
Well,
Reynolds.
we all know that. We all know that. Ask Luna Vachon.
No,
So.
that was the freak in him right there.
And then how weird was it when he was sending pictures of himself to Razor Ramon? toilet.
I honestly thought that was one of the funniest things I saw when I was younger. I was like, ha ha ha, that was funny.
or
Yeah.
or
We gotta get into this
oh
Lesnar
yeah.
segment. Sure.
So we get the video package of Neville and Stephen Amell, aka Green Arrow, versus Barrett and Stardust. Stardust and Barrett then cut their promo backstage, talking about this SummerSlam. Stardust, the ever so gentlemanly guy, gives Barrett a cosmic cape and pronounces him as King Barrett or the Cosmic King Barrett. Um, I like this.
Yeah, I wasn't with this whole idea for a tag match at all until this promo, and by the end of it, Stardust and his brilliance had made Barrett make sense. That was a brilliant promo. Barrett fit well in it. I like the ironclad cape now. That's awesome. I feel like they might try to turn Barrett into a superhero type 2 villain, which is this is gonna be weird. I can't wait to see how they play this
Yeah,
match.
just the video packages of the cartoon stuff has me already wanting to see like a cartoon version of Wade Barrett. And I think that this could go into some WWE Network exclusive, like as them actual cartoon characters coming out. Like they had their whole Slam City, maybe something different though.
Well, they already have Camp WWE coming out in January.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Camp WWE is gonna be produced by Seth Green from the Family Guy,
Robot
and
chicken.
it's gonna be it's gonna be all the WWE guys at summer camp, and pretty interesting
Bunch of
stuff.
jobbers or some major stars.
No,
Oh no no no
everyone.
no! Brock Lesnar is a hunter like a bear and he kills a fish with his bare hands. Pretty crazy.
Dave,
Yeah.
were you okay with this backstage segment of Stardust and King Barrett?
I was. I've really started to take kind of a liking to Stardust and the way he's doing everything now. Like I agree with Mark and Anthony. The way the comic vignettes are setting up are perfect for a comic nerd like myself. I absolutely love it, and I just can't wait to see what the actual match looks like on Sunday.
We got another Destiny reference again though in the
We've
promo
I
this
gotten
didn't
week.
one
catch it
every
really.
week so far.
What was the Dusty reference?
I missed it. I read that there was one. I'll have to go back and find out exactly. David, do you
I
remember
don't
what it was?
remember off the top of my head. No.
Yeah, I do. I do know that he's making it a point though in every promo to get at least one Destiny
Yeah,
of them.
that's there's been one in at least every whatever he's done since he's come back.
And I like how he doesn't just force it. There was one time I said it felt like he forced it, but other times he's making it make sense with the promo. And everybody knows I'm his biggest fan, so Stardust is, God, he's so brilliant in
Yeah.
this character.
I liked it, and it says a lot. If I like it, and you know how I feel about Stardust and Cody Rhodes, but I have a theory about how to make this feud kind of interesting, and I will tell you all on the preview show this week.
All right, well, we gotta get into the main event, which, guys, it was a women's
Yeah,
match.
when was the last time that happened?
The crowd wasn't happy
Yeah, they
about
kind
it.
of crapped on it though, but it was the non-title match between Nikki Bella versus Sasha Banks, and this was an awesome match. Though I felt like that Sasha Banks kind of carried Nikki a bit.
Nikki held her on.
I don't
She
know
did.
about that. Mark, what do you think?
I think Nikki held her on, but the last time that happened was AJ and Paige for the title. But they really didn't crap on the first half of the match. It wasn't until they started realizing that it was getting closer to 11 o'clock where they were like, we want Lesnar. But overall, I think it was a great match.
I can tell you what happened. Last call was at about 10:15, and the alcohol started wearing off about 10:50, and they realized Brock Lesnar wasn't there yet.
That's pretty much what it was. It was
Yeah.
a great match. I mean, I'll actually give it to Nikki. I'm gonna go with Anthony and Mark on this one and say she held her own. But of course the better woman won.
But I don't know if you guys read, but I read in a lot of columns afterwards. They were trying to say that the crowd wasn't the reason that the match got booed. I might agree that they gave the match a bad placement on the card for the simple fact of not that it was the main event. It's what followed this segment, and I think that's what turned the crowd on it because they just wanted to see Lesnar. I think if you put Dolph Ziggler and Rusev right here in this spot, you do yourself a lot better. I would have swapped the spots
Yeah.
on the card.
I can
I'll
with that.
agree with that.
Yeah. So will we see a Divas main event anytime soon?
Yeah, 'cause like I said, I really, really hope they don't put this on Sasha and Nikki, 'cause I feel like I was entertained. It was a good match to me.
Um, so I know Sasha Banks has a title match this weekend, right, at Takeover, against Bailey.
Yeah, yeah.
Since it's now becoming a trend, why not have Nikki Bella put her title on the line versus Sasha Banks if she wins?
I mean, I think that's what they're gonna wind up doing. I think that I mean, this whole trios team is leaning off into singles feuds.
Definitely.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think Sasha Banks should. Well, overall, Nikki Bella should just drop the title.
Not there.
I think when Nikki's not gonna lose it until
Oh
Mania,
God.
but when she does, I think it's gonna be in Charlotte.
That's why I
Obviously,
think she's dropping it too. As much as I'd
This,
like to see Becky take it from her, it's going to be Charlotte.
I'd like to see Paige do it for a fourth time, but that's just me.
And there's a good possibility of that happening too. I mean, all they're trying to do right now is get Nikki to that mark just past AJ to remove that name from the book, and then all bets are off for what goes on with that title. We might see
Yeah, I'll say with
5
Nikki.
women champion in between the next pay-per-view at Night of Champions to WrestleMania.
I'll say when Nikki drops it that she's not getting it back
but
for a
here's the
long
thing: they
time.
keep on bringing up AJ. Like, okay, obviously we know AJ is the longest reigning, but they keep on like force feeding us AJ, AJ. If they want to get rid of AJ's name, they shouldn't bring it up.
I think they're taking shots at her.
And
They're
then
taking
That's
it's
what
like,
shots
they're
at
what's
her.
doing.
it's like, what's next? We're gonna have Seth Rollins carry the belt for over 340, 30. What was it? 434 days.
Well, first off, they can't do that on the men's side because nobody's ever going to come close to
No.
Bruno.
Well, no, I'm just
So,
saying, probably like pass up CM
Yeah,
Punk's.
but no one cares about Punk. It was 434 days,
It
but
was pretty impressive.
yeah, but that doesn't
there's
matter
still
because
3 other people ahead of him that held it even longer.
Okay,
Hulk Hogan being one of them.
so my thoughts on the whole they're bringing up AJ. AJ's last match was in a I'm a hugger shirt. Bailey's gonna win the title Saturday. Monday, title for title.
Wow.
Bailey and a title for title.
Against Nikki. Wow, that's something.
Interesting.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get to the final segment, which Suplex City arrived home
All
in
right, the
Minnesota.
highlight of the night, Brock Lesnar. But we have Heyman comes out doing his thing, of course. Um, Lesnar gets that great big pop. I know Anthony compares it to the same pop as CM Punk had back in Chicago at Money in the Bank, but I kind of beg to differ. But yeah.
Wow.
Um,
I mean, why do you beg to
because
differ?
I'm biased.
Okay, only because you're
Yeah,
biased. Okay,
and it's in Chicago.
yeah, that's fine. But I mean, as long as we know that you took your bias out, that they were equal, then we're okay.
I don't know about that. We have to talk about that different this time.
I don't know. I think they were pretty much right on the same level. Minneapolis goes nuts whenever Brock shows up. Pretty much the same way that Chicago does for what's his face.
CM Punk, Phillip Brooks.
Which is why when the Undertaker came out and did what he did, I want to ask you guys: does it make sense for the Undertaker to do the nut shot twice now? Because I think we all know Brooklyn isn't going to boo the Undertaker. They're just not going to.
I loved it. I'm telling you, I love it. The Undertaker hasn't been doing dirty stuff like that for a long time, and it's nice to see one little run with some dirt in there for him.
Dan, how do you feel about Undertaker? Do you think he's going to be able to be a heel effectively?
I don't even look at him as a heel. I just look at him as the Undertaker. I mean, heel, face, he's going to get cheered.
All right, but we did this podcast a couple of weeks ago about heelish tendencies, and me and Damon complained about what makes a heel. This is what makes a heel. Like when you kick somebody in below the belt when you don't have to, that's a heel move. I don't understand how it can be taken as anything different.
But it's like today, how come we can't just enjoy just seeing two athletes just go at it with each other without just recognizing them as a heel or a face?
Because we're not watching the athletes, we're telling a story.
Okay,
so,
but how come? Go ahead, Mark.
So my thinking on this is I kind of agree with Dan and I kind of agree with Anthony, but I really don't think necessarily that what Taker's trying to portray of the nut shots is a heel. I think he's more trying to tell the story of here's a man that beat me to a pulp that I had to walk out. I couldn't even walk out. I had to be ambulanced out of the arena, and I'm now the dirtiest dog in the game, and I'm gonna try to scratch and claw and do whatever I have to do to get my yard back. I don't think it's him trying to tell a story about being a heel.
The only way this spot makes sense to me is if during the match, King goes for it again, and Brock grabs his leg and throws him up in the F5. Then it would be like Brock scouting the nut kick. Then I'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
I could actually see that happening.
I always thought that it was because he just couldn't get his leg up to kick him. But hey.
That's true.
But how amazing was it when he said that the Undertaker could team up with the devil or God, and he'll still Brock Lesnar would still suplex City down.
I mean, Paul Heyman's gonna say Paul Heyman's not a Christian, he's a Jew, so it doesn't really bother Paul to say something like that. He's okay. And you know Vince doesn't care, so yeah, I mean it got a reaction, right?
It is. It's crazy.
Always does.
It was kind of.
How about Paul singing "Glory, Glory, Minnesota"?
That was very nice.
No, I don't need Paul singing.
It kind of turned me off a bit.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
It was a good touch, though.
The crowd loved it. But at that point, you just let the crowd sing it to Brock Lesnar. Like, you just get the words in and let them take it.
So, well, I kind of noticed that how old Undertaker is. Like, I just noticed, like, I didn't know that he had, like, knee braces under his pants or whatever.
Wait, did you not watch WrestleMania 30?
Have you watched it all in the last 40 years?
Undertaker looks like the Undertaker of old compared to that. Like, he looks great now.
Oh, he looks way.
You really don't think Undertaker looks good to be 53 years old?
I don't think he's that old, but he's old enough.
Yeah, he's in his 50s.
53-ish.
Yeah, he's in his 50s.
But maybe he probably looked that way because he dyed his hair and grew it out a bit. Still balding here and there. But who knows? Mark, what's your thoughts?
No, he like Paul Heyman even mentioned in the promo, that Taker who showed up, he could beat anybody in that building. I mean, probably even Brock Lesnar. I mean, Paul didn't say that, but I mean, he looks pretty good for how old he is, and especially since the last time we saw him was against Bray last year.
Well, come on now, let's be real. He might look like great Best Spot and Dandy. If this were a real fight, Brock Lesnar it would be Undertaker's last ride, I promise.
So you're saying that this Undertaker right here couldn't match toe to toe with every single other person besides Brock Lesnar in the WWE, like as far as a physicality?
Nope, Cesaro would kill him, Rusev would kill him. Yeah, no, he couldn't match them.
Taker has about 100 pounds on Cesaro of muscle.
And Cesaro has youth and athleticism. Undertaker can't even lift his leg up to kick
I'm
somebody
sorry,
in the
but
stomach.
Cesaro would like carry Undertaker in a match, like for real,
What?
because he's so old and slow.
You first off, if Undertaker had the match, whoever he's having the match with is carrying him at this point. He's not carrying the match himself.
I'm just saying, like, I don't expect Undertaker. Okay, so here's the question before we wrap everything up. Do you see Undertaker being in another match before WrestleMania?
Nope. Nothing good to me yet until Mania.
What
I
do you
think
think,
we
Dave?
might see. I think we might see him again after this.
He is gonna. I've heard that he's doing house shows, which leads me to think that he might, but I also think that this might be a house show deal.
So
No,
this is going to
I
be
think
it.
we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see him at another at least one more pay-per-view before.
Maybe the Rumble. If it's gonna be anywhere,
Oh,
it's
who?
the
No,
Rumble.
if this is his last go round, he's ending it with a Hell in a Cell.
He's going to die.
When
Do
do
you
they do
really
Hell
want
in
to
a
see
Cell?
Undertaker die?
December or November, somewhere in
I
there.
think it's
November.
October.
November.
Okay, so
Survivor Series.
October. All right, yeah.
Night of Champions is
Yeah,
September. Okay, so October when they have
So we're
that.
going to have him in the actual Hell in the Cell match.
I mean, I agree with Mark. Like, if this is his last ride, no pun intended. He kind of
I
has
think
to,
we're gonna
right?
see a rubber match between the two of them.
In a
Yeah,
Hell in a Cell.
the end all to be all.
That's got to be the one
And
Undertaker
then we're
Well,
going
wins.
he's
to
gonna
see.
win this one, and then we got the rubber match. Is Brock won Mania? Taker's winning SummerSlam.
Well, see, now that's where I disagree. Like, I don't think in a best of three, I don't think that Taker can win 2 out of 3. I think he can only take one of those. Because Taker is going away. Brock is going to stay. You need to let the guy who's staying
Hey, you're forgetting
go out
one
on
thing,
top.
though. Sting.
Sting's going to be at Night of Champions.
He's going to face Undertaker at Night of Champions.
No, that's WrestleMania.
No,
That
no,
is
no, no, no.
one of the WrestleMania match.
No, I'll do you a step further. That's done. They're not doing that.
Wow, come on. Why
No, they're not
not?
doing it.
I-
They're not. Because Taker's going to fight Brock at Mania. That's going to be their last fight. And that's how Taker's going off, as Brock Lesnar. They wouldn't be telling this long story with them two if it wasn't leading to Mania. Like, that's
So
where it's going to
if they're
end.
going to tell this story, then let's say Undertaker wins at SummerSlam. I don't want to see Undertaker and Brock Lesnar in another match unless it's at Mania to end it all. However, I do
You
want
know
to see
what?
them a couple of times wrestling.
I don't think we wanted to see it this time until the build-up. Think by the time that build-up happens, you're going to want to see it. I promise.
All right,
But
Yeah.
great show, though. Let's get in our final analysis.
Anthony, you want to go first? What do you agree?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C plus. For a go home show, I felt it was kind of weak. I enjoyed that the Divas were the main event match. I know it wasn't the last segment, and that kind of got bad with the crowd. But we got two Divas matches again on Raw. That seems to be the new staple. I never thought it would happen, but I'm glad Divas Revolution is live and in charge. My segment of the night is gonna be John Cena still on the show with that promo. It was awesome. And my final thought is no more Rusev squash matches, please.
Dave, your grade, final thoughts, best match, worst match.
I'm gonna go a little lower than Anthony for being a go home show. It was very weak, so I'm not giving it that plus. I'm just giving it a C. Best match of the night, which strikes me as odd, was actually Sasha and Nikki. I think it did good, other than the crowd turning on him a little bit, but they told a pretty decent story inside that ring. Worst match of the night, the other Divas match, just because of course, I loved it because Becky was in it. Becky, if you're listening, call me. But as far as the Tamina part, she's almost as bad as Abella in the ring, and just kind of damn.
Right, Mark.
I'm gonna be a little bit nicer. just because I'm not grading it as a go home show, just an average Raw, I guess. I'd go with a B minus. Best segment, also like they said, the Nikki versus Sasha, Divas Revolution's awesome. The worst, I'm gonna go actually with the squash match between Mark Henry and Rusev. Although the only thing that saved it after that was Ziggler's return. That was alright. And seeing Lana do a jumping spin like kick, that was pretty awesome. But yeah, it was a decent show.
I want to put over Rusev just for that segment one time because I mentioned it briefly, but him grabbing Summer Rae and making her take that kick, like I need more of that in the Bad Guy. That was pretty awesome.
I'm giving Raw a C minus. I really wanted to give it a D, but I'm just going to be a nice guy and give it a C minus. It was a horrible, well, not necessarily horrible, but wasn't all that great. Go home show. I'm not going to do a best match, but I will do a good best segment, and I have to give it to Stardust. Surprise, right? It was great. Yeah.
Wow.
Again, I'm excited for new casual, possibly new wrestling fans to tune in this weekend at SummerSlam. Worst segment or match of the night was the Tamina and Becky Lynch, and it has nothing to do with Becky Lynch. It has a lot to do with Tamina again.
Becky's a last kicker.
I want to add in that when we do our premiere show coming up on the weekend, if you guys have your own opinions and your own predictions, send them to Wrestling Goons Radio at WrestlingGoonsRadio@gmail.com, or you can leave it on our Facebook or our Twitter, and we'll be sure to compare your predictions with ours.
We got a lot. We got what 2-3 more shows this week, so it's gonna be filled.
We got a lot coming. We got an NXT show coming up. We're gonna do the premiere for SummerSlam, and we will meet with you after SummerSlam as well.
So that's gonna wrap things up. Before we head on out, we want to thank Max Sports Channel once again and Power Station FM, all of our listeners there. Those that are tuned in at WrestlingGoonsRadio.blogspot.com on our blogger. Remember, you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, on our RS feed to subscribe. Also, if you want to tweet us sometime. We'll respond back on Twitter at Goons Radio, as well as like us on Facebook, Wrestling Goons Radio.
And we're on Instagram now, folks. Look us up on Instagram, Wrestling Goons Radio.
Check us out there. And remember, we're going to be on this weekend, giving you a few more shows. And that's about it. That'll wrap everything up. For Dave, for Mark, for Anthony, and for myself, Dan, we'll see you when we'll see you.